right, so Donald Trump, he is stacking up his cabinet. He's doing it fast. Clock it. Some of the people he has staffed, I am kind of confused on. I am going to be completely honest with you. I'm just like, why did you pick this person out of all people? But that's neither here or there. Before we begin today's video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media as we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, because we could do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Can I get an amen? But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and begin today's video. We're gonna go ahead and go through, let me move my light back a little bit because it's a little bit too close. Hey guys, can y'all hear me? ASMR. So we're gonna go ahead and just go through the people that he's picked thus far. This is live updates, allegedly, not even allegedly. That's what CBS News is saying. Live updates, I don't know at this point, but we're gonna go through some of these names I'm not too familiar with in regards to their background, but I have heard their names, but their bios are in here, so we're gonna go ahead and read through that. So starting with White House Chief of Staff, he chose Susie Wiles within a day of winning the election. This one was fast, by the way. Trump announced his campaign co-chair, Susie Wiles, would be his chief of staff. Wiles is an experienced, Wiles is an experienced Florida-based political operative will be the first woman in U.S. history to fill the role. Chief of Staff isn't a Senate-confirmed position, but it is a prestigious position, often considered to be part of the cabinet. So when someone says it's not a Senate-confirmed position, that means he doesn't have to get enough votes from the Senate to confirm her. So there's that. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Okay, so Trump intends to nominate Senator Marco Rubio of Florida to be Secretary of State. The selection marks some distance from when Trump and the Florida senator were rivals in the 2016 primaries. I was thinking the same thing, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Even though 2016 is almost a decade ago, but still, I didn't think he was gonna pick Marco Rubio. Maybe they've had conversations in the back or whatever, behind closed doors, behind the scenes. That's between them. I don't know. Rubio, 53, a member of Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee, is a China hawk with extensive foreign policy experience. Okay. Attorney General Matt Gaetz. If you follow me on my social media, you know this is a main one that I'm just not for. I'm just not for it. I don't care if it's alleged allegations. It's just like, if it's pending, not even pending, but it's just like, if there's still gray areas within the allegations, I just didn't see the point of picking Attorney General Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. So Trump said he will nominate GOP Rep. Matt Gaetz of Florida. A lot of Florida people he is picking. One of his fiercest defenders to serve as his Attorney General. Gaetz has faced several investigations into his conduct, and a number of Republican senators expressed reservations about his support for the nomination. Matt will end weaponized government, protect our borders, dismantle criminal organizations, and restore Americans' badly shattered faith and confidence in the Justice Department, Trump said in a statement. I am not a fan of this one. I'm just not. I feel like he could have gotten someone that's way more qualified than Matt Gaetz. If we want to talk about qualifications, it's like, okay, what are we basing that off of? But we all can agree to disagree. On the House Judiciary Committee, which performs oversight of the DOJ, Matt played a key role in defeating the Russia hawks, Trump added, referring to Gaetz' defense of him during his first impeachment. I think that Gaetz is more willing to be used, not even used as a puppet, because I understand, I don't know if y'all remember. No, y'all do remember. Y'all have to remember. Even when selecting the Speaker of the House, Gaetz he was pretty much the reason behind the rounds. So I think that him showing his loyalty to Trump was really a push of why Trump chose him rather than Gaetz' qualifications. That's just my opinion. The House Ethics Committee revealed in June that it was investigating Gaetz on allegations including sexual misconduct, drug use, and obstruction. Gaetz has denied all wrongdoing. Of course, they all do, and maintained his innocence through a Justice Department probe closed last year into allegations that he violated sex trafficking laws and obstructed justice. Federal prosecutors in Florida did not file charges against him in that case. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche was picked to serve a Deputy Attorney General, the second highest position in the Justice Department. Blanche defended Trump during his hush money trial in New York City. That's how I know Blanche from. Trump was found guilty in the case. He denied wrongdoing and vowed to appeal. Now, this is the one where a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. I am not as mad as Robert F. Kennedy being Health and Human Services Secretary as a lot of people are. A lot of people know Robert F. Kennedy as like an anti-vaxxer. I think there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to this man, but I always felt like looking back in his career, he always had good intentions, especially when it comes to just the overall health of like what this, I wouldn't even say what the government is putting in our food, but just what is being put in our food, what we are being fed. So Trump picked Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, saying he will take in industrial, food, complex, and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation and will make America great and healthy again. I do think, obviously, Robert F. Kennedy endorsing him, they probably made a deal. Like, let's call a spade a spade. That's also where I think the VP Harris campaign went wrong, because my thing is with VP Harris's campaign, like, y'all took in the Cheneys, like Dick Cheney and all them with open arms, but whenever it came to Robert F. Kennedy, y'all said y'all want nothing to do with him. Like, I understand the controversy around anti-vaxxing, but Robert F. Kennedy, he had a solid support base, so it would have been better to like hear him out, not even necessarily bringing him in the cabinet, but just bringing him on the campaign to see, okay, where can we find any type of common ground. I do think the VP Harris campaign missed with that one, but yeah, Kennedy has a long record of criticizing vaccines, including spreading and misleading claims about their safety. Kennedy has vowed to combat an epidemic of chronic diseases and believes that large drug and food companies are to blame for a broad swath of ailments. He has claimed a number of health issues has worsened due to federal inaction, including autism, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, sleep disorder, infertility rates, diabetes, and obesity. He has urged removing fluoride from drinking water. I don't know about that. I don't agree with that fluoride. But then again, I don't want to make a solid opinion because I don't know too much information. I'm not that educated when it comes to like the fluoride being removed from drinking water. But I do know the benefits of fluoride. Like, and also when we're so accustomed to things, removing certain things, like our body can like have, I don't want to say withdrawals as if it's like a drug or something, but it's almost like what would be in replacement of that. But is it just, that's neither here or there. So Kennedy ran for president as an independent but dropped out of the race in August and endorsed Trump. So the main thing that I'm really excited, why I say, okay, this is not as bad as people think, is mainly because of the infertility rates, especially when it comes to maternal mortality crisis and a lot of the external factors that are playing a role into our health, especially with the SDOHs, the social drivers of health as well. I really hope that Kennedy really uses his position to kind of push that topic. So Secretary of Veterans Affairs, we have Doug Collins. Trump tapped former Republican Representative Doug Collins of Georgia to lead the Department of Veterans Affairs, filing another cabinet position with military veteran. Collins served in Congress from 2013 to 2021. As a top Republican of the House Judiciary Committee, defended Trump during his first impeachment. We must take care of our brave men and women in uniform, Trump said in a statement announcing the pick. So a lot of the things that you're going to see is people who publicly defended Trump, pretty much. Like, you can see a big shift in who he had in 2016 compared to who he has now. It's going to be very interesting. Some of the things I am uneasy of, as I said before, but hey, man. U.S. Ambassador Elise Stefanik. So Elise Stefanik was someone that I thought from a strategy standpoint he should have chose as a VP. So him choosing her as UN Ambassador, that's going to be interesting as well. Same thing with VP Harris. I thought that she should have chose someone like Mark Kelly for her VP pick, but her choosing Tim Walz, that's interesting as well. So Trump offered the job of U.S. Ambassador to United Nations to Representative Elise Stefanik. Stefanik, who represents the district in upstate New York, is a vocal and staunch Trump ally and the number 4 House Republican as chair of the House Republican Conference. I'm honored to nominate Chairwoman Elise Stefanik to serve in my cabinet as U.S. Ambassador to the UN. Elise is an Incredible, strong, tough, and smart America first fighter, Trump said in the statement of CBS. Stefanik withdrew from the race to be conference chair, confirming in a letter to her GOP colleagues that she had spoken with Trump and shared how deeply humbled I am to accept this nomination. The role UN ambassador requires Senate confirmation. I think it will be no issue with her getting confirmed by the Senate. I don't think she doesn't have a lot of like issues or drama with a lot of senators as opposed to Matt Gaetz. And also, Elise Stefanik is a really big champion when it comes to health centers too, which I actually like about her. So there's that. Border czar, Tom Homan. This is the one that shook people up. So Tom Homan as border czar, if you thought immigration policy was going to be strict, if you thought it was strict before, during Trump's administration, it's only going to get stricter because they are not playing around. Just his demeanor. He said, I came out of retirement. This is my second time coming out of retirement. If you think I'm playing, play again. Trump announced Tom Homan will serve as border czar in his incoming administration. Homan was the acting director of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement during the first Trump administration. I am pleased to announce that the former ICE director and stalwart on border control, Tom Homan, will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's borders, the president-elect wrote in his Truth Social site. The fact that he still uses Truth Social, he's like, I am not getting back on X. Amen. I applaud him. In addition to overseeing the southern and northern borders and maritime and aviation security, Trump said Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to the country of origin, a major theme of Trump's campaign. This rule does not require Senate confirmation, so he's already in there. Homan was recently interviewed by 60 Minutes Cecilia Vega before the election. During the conversation, he said Trump's plan for mass deportation would be implemented. I heard a lot of people say, the talk of mass deportation is racist. It's threatening to the immigration community. It's not threatening to the immigration community. Homan said it should be threatening to the illegal immigrant community. But on the heels of a historical illegal immigration crisis, that has to be done. So his defense secretary, he picks Pete Hegseth. We're going to continue to scroll down just a little bit. National Security Advisor, he picks Michael Waltz. So for Secretary of Homeland Security, he picks South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. I still don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. Noem. I apologize. I'm not too familiar with her, though. I'm not going to lie. Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum. Doug Burgum actually ran for president. He ran for president. Didn't really get anywhere, but it's okay. Speaking November 14th at Mar-a-Lago during a gala hosted by the right-leaning think tank, the America First Policy Institute, Trump said he planned to formally nominate North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum as Interior Secretary. Actually, he's gonna head the Department of Interior, and he's gonna be fantastic, Trump said. Told the crowd. Burgum was also in attendance. CIA Director John Ratcliffe. We have Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is a favorite. A lot of people like her. A lot of people don't trust her. It's either one or the other. You either like her or you don't trust her. People think that she's a spy. Director of National Intelligence. So Trump announced that he has selected former Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard to serve as his Director of National Intelligence. For over 2 decades, Tulsi has fought for our country and the freedoms of all Americans, he said in a statement. So Gabbard served in the Army National Guard and represented Hawaii in the House from 2013 to 2021 before becoming an independent in 2022. In his statement, Trump said she is now a proud Republican. Gabbard ran for president in the Democratic primaries in 2020, where the infamous video went viral with her calling out VP Harris, not even calling her out, but just putting VP Harris in the hot seat. So Gabbard does not have experience in the field of intelligence and opposes U.S. intervention in the war in Ukraine. Her views on Russia and her 2017 meetings with Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad have drawn controversy. She is very controversial. She's very controversial, I'll say that, to say the least. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. You have U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. Let's talk about this one. Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. This is pretty much like a new department technically, because it's like, I'm confused because someone who said that they're trying to limit the amount of departments is adding another department. It's kind of like a new one. So Trump announced he is naming billionaire ally Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, a former GOP primary rival, to lead a newly created Department of Government Efficiency, nicknamed DOGE, which is also named of cryptocurrency Musk has promoted. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government's Efficiency. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excessive regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agency, Trump said in a statement, adding a quote from Musk, who said, "This will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in the government waste, which is a lot of people." Trump's statement, Trump's statement indicated their roles may not be formally part of the government, but would provide advice and guidance from outside. He said their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. So there's that. We have FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, White House Counsel William McGinley, Presidential Personnel Office Sergio Gore, White House Communications Director Stephen Chang, I don't know that, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, Assistant to the President, Deputy Chiefs of Staff. Let's see. Treasury Secretary names are floating. So that's who he has thus far. Commerce Secretary. He picked Linda McMahon, who served a small business in... Hold on. It is hers if she wants it. Oh, no. We don't need no McMahons. This is my first time reading this. What? You're picking Linda McMahon? FBI directors' names being floated. Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. Not Joe Namath, Trump's family members, and so forth. So that's who he has thus far. The main one that I just had concerns of, let me hold the mic for this one. Me personally, the main one that I had concerns of was the Matt Gaetz. That one is very uneasy with me. That one's almost like a spiritual conviction. I wouldn't say fully, but it's almost like I just don't feel comfortable with that. I generally think that when there's so many gray areas, even though he denied the allegations, there's a level of like, okay, you need to make sure the gray areas are like cleaned out before even putting someone in a role as important as that. But I don't even think the Republican Senate is going to actually give it to him. I think it's going to be very, very close. But Matt Gaetz, from what I've read and what I've heard, he's not the most likable. Yeah, it's funny to me because I think that people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert thought that they were going to be getting positions. Mind you, he still has some open positions he can still appoint. But I think they thought that, oh, maybe if I ride Trump's coattail, I can get certain positions as well. And it's like, he didn't give y'all any. Well, not yet, at least. Let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. What do y'all think with this list thus far? Do you like his cabinet picks? Do you think he needs to go back to the drawing board? Let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on my social media. I love y'all all. God bless y'all. This is Uduak, connecting people with policy. Toodles!